Okay, welcome everybody. David Silverman here. I'm going flying solo tonight. Well, with 30, 40, 50 of my friends here, but Debbie is in Ecuador right now on the Advancing Life project with a lot of other diamonds and corporate. And so I will send her the link to this and we'll get it out to everybody. The recording, will make a YouTube out of it. But welcome to our weekly call. I'm David Silverman. I'm just outside of Washington, D.C. I'm an ambassador diamond with ASEA. And my sponsor and very dear friend, Debbie Wetzler, is a triple diamond. Again, she's in Ecuador right now. And we have this call every single Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern, unless it's a holiday. So on holidays that are on Mondays, we don't have it. But every other Monday we do. And we do it for several reasons if you're new. One reason is just to get together. We don't have a chance to get together physically. Like we just had a meeting here in Maryland on Thursday night. It was great, and a really great one down in Charlottesville on Saturday. And there's something about being together, the sense of community that we have. We're all in on something that's quite a secret, and it's a little bit out of the box. And during the week when we're sharing it with people, some people think it's fantastic, and then we call them red apples. Some people say, hey, I have to do a little research. That's okay, they're green apples. And then we run into those dreaded rotten apples, the ones who make you feel like you're an idiot, when in fact they are the idiot. For the moment, they're just unaware. But sometimes it doesn't feel that good, but it's nice to get together with people that know that this is real. We know what we have.
No, él se murió ya.
I got a lot of background noise. I need everybody to please mute.
El abuelo murió hace tiempo, dice Morita.
I guess we're not going to get everybody to mute. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So it is nice to get together with everybody that's kind of in the know, and we're kind of smiling inside because we know that all those rotten apples will know about this eventually. But we get together just to get together, number one. Also to introduce the new people that have joined the team. We do some recognition of people that have accomplished some things during the week. We generally have a training, either with a guest speaker or without, on important things about building this business, which is basically helping other people, making them aware of this breakthrough. We do announcements, which we will do in just a moment. I'll make some announcements of things that are going on, and kind of direct people to important things that they may not be aware of yet that exist, that can really help them. Because we only take like 45 minutes to an hour here, but there's the fact that this product works, the fact that it's patented, the fact that we're early, the fact by the company's run by really, really ethical people, which is sometimes a little rare in network marketing. And the fact that we all have a really good support team does not make people's dreams come true. It may make their health better, and we're all into that, but a lot of people that tune into this call want a little more than just health. They want to help other people, and they want a better life for themselves. And so this call is important, and sometimes the things that we direct people to, I'm going to direct you to something really important if you haven't seen it in just a little while. It's critical. Otherwise, people kind of do this business their own way, and they find that it doesn't work, and then they get frustrated and they quit. So you're plugged into this tonight, and we're glad that you're here. That makes you what we call a business builder or a leader, as to something I'm going to refer to in just a little bit. Let me make some announcements. First of all, I want to just share what happened this weekend. Karen REILLEY came into town, vice president, and she's on the line. She's going to pop in here in about 10 minutes. She's on right now. She's an amazing, amazing woman, and a very dear friend of Wendy and mine, and pretty much everybody in this company. If she's not their friend, then they haven't met her yet. And she came into town very late Wednesday night. I think she landed around 11:30 and got to her hotel like around 1 o'clock in the morning, and woke up in the middle of the night with a real problem with her mouth. And she ended up having a root canal the next day. Before our meeting on Thursday, she still came to the meeting. We drove down to Charlottesville, had a great meeting down there, and had a good time afterwards with some of the folks. We went out afterwards and dropped her back at the airport yesterday. And I asked her if she could pop on the call, and she has, and we're very fortunate. The meetings were amazing. I just shot a video on my hammock today. I put it on Healthy Self. on the Facebook page, because it was remarkable, everybody. When I did the presentation Thursday night, I got to the 3 times in 5 minutes with the gel, and I asked people to come up front, and every person had a response that was there. I think there were 3 or 4. When we did it in Charlottesville, I can't remember if it was 12 or 14. I think it was 14 people, guests, came up to the front. Now, we had already had testimonials for people that had, we had an amazing response with dementia. Somebody had an amazing response with autism, shared about their son. Somebody was a pharmacist there, was a paraplegic, was told he was never going to walk again. Well, he bolted up front without any canes, and he wasn't in his wheelchair anymore, and he dances now. Incredible testimonials. But the 14 people that came up with pain, I always expect 90%, maybe 80, once in a while 80% to get results. Gave them the gel, they all sat down, they came back up, and every single one had an amazing response. Every single one, their pain was at least cut in half. And 6 of the 14 went to 0, and some of them were 8. One of them said she was an 11, and her pain was gone. And it was a blast. It was great. It was great for new people to see all that happen and feel it. And the training was amazing. Dorothy Dabney and Paul Hoffman and Carolyn Hoffman and Sarah Sturm and Ed Weens, everybody did great trainings. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. And so when I share this with you right now, the announcements of things that are going on, the biggest one, of course, is the convention by far. But there is a site where you can see things that are going on live. AmazingMolecules.com. I'm sorry, excuse me. ateamsupport.com. ateamsupport.com. Password is associate with a capital A. You can see all these events. Now, Rockville and Charlottesville just passed, but you'll see there's one in Clearwater, Florida on the 28th. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, June 30th. Naples, Florida, with Danielle Matthews and local leaders on June 30th. Dallas, Texas, July 14th. Portland, Oregon, July 14th. Oakland, California, July 21st, with Danny Doyle coming in from Australia, who would be dead right now without this product. Seattle, with another triple diamond, Bobby Martin on the 21st. Sarasota, Florida, and Melbourne, there'll be a combination of events down there on the 18th and the 21st. Long Beach, California, again with Danny Doyle, just outside of LA. Sandy, Utah, the 30th with Danny Doyle. Tampa on August 11th, Karen Reilley will be there. And Karen's going to be in Dallas, Texas also. You can see up here. Australia, Asia, well, that just happened in Taiwan. There are about 1,000 people there. And by far the most important event is the convention. I just can't stress it strongly enough. If you want this business to pay you significant income, whatever significant it is for you, I mean, if you just want to pay for your own product, you don't have to go. If you want to make some money in this, whether it's $500 a month residually or $50,000 a month, it is critical that you go. And the other thing I'm going to share here will go back to this. If you go to teamlivit.com, Team Livit, please write that down. Teamlivit.com. You will see this is Ambassador Diamond, Terry Latham. That's their team call. They have it on Monday nights, and they're recorded. There's one that everybody really must listen to, and Trish is phenomenal. If you listen to these 2 calls, you'll see Trish and Alan Noble. I challenge every single person on this call to listen to Alan Noble's call very carefully and even take notes. It's 30 minutes. And you place yourselves in one of the categories he describes, either a consumer, a connector, a business builder, or a leader, and listen very carefully to what he's saying. Sometimes it's very eye-opening, because if you don't at least put yourself in the business builder category, then you may be deluding yourself that you're building a business. You're really quasi-building a business. You're more of a connector, and that's not to say it, that's not being disrespectful. You need to listen very carefully. Sometimes we're doing things out there during the week and we think we're building a business, when this definition that he has for these 4 categories is so spot on. It's very eye-opening sometimes. And one of the things he talks about is convention. Like, one of the things that makes you a business builder, not the only thing, is you go to convention. You attend your team meetings like you're attending right now. You're a business builder because that's a partially definition of business builder, being plugged in. And convention is just a non-negotiable item. That's like, you have to go. So please, everybody, if you have not heard that, I posted it on my group's Facebook group. I don't know if Debbie did or not, but you can get it at teamlivit.com. Okay. I think that's the announcements. I can tell you that I'll be doing my webinars tomorrow. On the first two will be on this Zoom number at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern. On this Zoom number, I'll be doing another one tomorrow night at 9 p.m. at the other Zoom number, 818. I can type it in there. Maybe Sylvie, can you type it in there? Because I'm going to have you come on in just a few minutes, Sylvie. 818-335-0225. Okay. So I'll be doing 3 this week. And we're putting the full court press on to help people successfully do their fast forwards and get a lot of people on this product. There'll be some really cool announcements coming out the beginning of January about the fast forward that everybody's going to be very excited about. But we're doing this trying to create as much momentum and get as many people in on the product, putting the gel on 10 people 3 times in 5 minutes so they can see that the product works, and get the people who are interested in the business, get them to convention. We want to help you get people to convention. And the first step is you being registered for convention. So having said that, it's my pleasure to introduce, as I said, my dear friend, and we had such a blast driving down to Charlottesville. Well, the top was up then because it was raining. But Karen, I haven't shown you this, but my arm from driving, Wendy goes, look at your arm. It's like dark from here down because the sun was out with the top down the whole way, driving a couple of hours back. But Karen really brought down the house in Charlottesville and as well in Rockville. And Wendy and I feel blessed to have met her at the beginning of our journey here, because she really is all heart. Smart lady, but really all heart. So Karen, are you with us?
I'm here, David. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. There you are.
Hi, everybody.
You're not in the office.
No, I was racing home so that I could be with you guys tonight. So I literally was on my phone in the car when I logged in, and gratefully had a couple minutes to get my computer set up and join you, so that, because I wanted to see everybody, and I can't do that on my phone. It's got that safe driving mode, whatever.
I hear you.
Yeah. So I don't know how Zoom knows I'm in my car, by the way. It's a little frightening, yeah, but won't let me turn my camera on when I'm in the car. So thanks so much. Yeah, like David was saying, look, this weekend, I was talking to somebody earlier who had sent me a text who wasn't there this weekend and said, did you have an emergency root canal this weekend? Like, what is happening? Yeah, I couldn't have written a crazier few days if I had even tried to think about that. So look, I don't say it to impress you, but more likely impress upon you. You know what? No excuses, right? You guys, there's just no excuses. So let me share a little bit about what I'm so excited about with what's happened, just not only over the weekend, but I have to take a minute and congratulate and share how exciting it was to see these events happening over the last couple of days in Charlottesville and in Rockville. I want to thank all of you. There's so many of you on the call tonight that came out to say hello and brought your guests, and I know that it was successful. I know it was just one more piece of conviction that they needed to hear. And that's really what those events are all about. So Sarah and Jordan did a great, amazing job with their testimonials and with their presentations, getting, prepared and promoting for the event. And of course, Paul and Carolyn Hoffman, all of the work that they put in, all the volunteers that helped. Dorothy Dabney, man, you blew my socks off, girl. You had just such a great training. It was funny, it was engaging, and of course, David and Ed, always reliable to build on the belief of not only the product, but the people involved with the organization. They were professional, they were entertaining, they were very, very informative. And, I can't say enough about leveraging those events to help your prospects make decisions that will let them take action. But they're not just for prospecting. A big piece of it is for all of the associates that are there as well. You're going to learn something new every single time. There I see my girl Jenny. Hey Jenny, good to see you. So many new people. I saw Cindy pop on earlier, so my new bestie out there. Harley Riders Unite. So look, it's just so incredible to have the opportunity to share across the country what's happening with SIA. So let me talk for just a second about convention, because I know David mentioned it before. So convention is always one of those annual events that I know I do this, right? I start thinking about preparing for, planning about convention, and I always know that every event, every convention is going to get better and better and better. But this event is not only going to be better, it's bigger. It's going to be the largest ASEA event that we've ever had, just by sheer numbers. And when I think about the last 10 years of events for convention at ASEA, the biggest event as far as impact was, of course, our launch, right? Our pre-launch in September of 2010, where we kind of really kicked off the company and kind of showcased who we are, what we're about, what our goals are moving forward. Got to be introduced to all of the associates there. So when I think about like the top events, that is the first one I think about. The next event that I think about is the event in 2014, in the spring of 14, when we introduced Renew 28. It was the first time that we were able to launch outside of ASEA Redux. We went from a single product company to a multiple product company. Not only that, but the product itself has been such a tremendous breakthrough in the advancement of the technology. It really shows the evolution of what we are able to do and to discover and to advance with the technology. And that really fits in with our mission, with our vision statement, right? So our vision statement is to become the worldwide leader in distribution of our products, our technology, and our culture. And as we said that throughout redox-based technologies and cellular health, that was a really, really important. And so you fast forward now to September of 2018, and here we are ready to launch officially a brand new category for our organization into the space of nutritionals. And as easy as it is to gloss over the nutritional category, you can't ignore the nutritional impact across the world as far as income opportunities, as far as conversations, as far as the fulfillment of the actual vision statement, right? So now we're expanding into this incredible arena of what we have been talking about for the last year, which is the labor and materials story, right? The labor of our cells is redox biochemistry that we now know, and the materials in our cells is the nutrition. So we kind of started to seed that message with the pre-release of ASEA via Source. But really, when you see what we're going to be presenting with the three products in tandem with each other, in partnership with ASEA Redox, the benefits of the products themselves are, as far as nutritionals, absolutely incredible. I'm so very excited about these two other products. And there's going to be a whole new branding effort behind these products. The pre-release was very limited in scope as far as how you could purchase it, who it was available for, how you could continue to order it, the materials that were supporting it. You just had the product information page, you had a couple of slides. Convention this year for ASEA Via is just the whole package, and it's going to be integrated into the entire story with our organization. And so, of course, that's going to be huge. I think this convention will go down in the top 5 of our conventions in the history of the company, really, because it's the first of something to happen. And so, if for no other reason, coming to convention to hear about and learn more about the ASEA Via line is going to be very, very worthwhile. But really, it's not just that for me. you know, every year we learn from the year before, and every year we learn about new trends that are happening. And this year is no different. We're going to be taking all of that learning and incorporating it into this event. And I don't know if you guys saw on the Facebook post recently that the CEO Corporate page put out, but associates that attend conventions grow their businesses 50% faster than associates that don't come to convention. And we know that you're 7 times more likely to rank advance when you attend convention. So those are just a couple of statistics that we know are valuable for those that are getting started or are 8 or 9 or 10 years into the process with us. So those statistics are pretty valuable. But for me, like David mentioned, you know, this weekend was a perfect example of the community. So when I think about convention, I think about believe, belong, and become. Coming to convention meets you wherever you are in your belief categories, right? What do you believe in with the product? And what do you not believe in with the product? What are you still struggling to believe in with the product? So regardless of where you are in that spectrum, you're going to get an education. And this year it's going to be great because we've got people like Anne-Louise Ben, who is coming to convention to talk about not only the VIA line, which she loves, by the way, but she's going to be talking about ASEA Redox as well. She's got a new book coming out that she's talking about ASEA Redox in. So, you know, she's going to be there. We have Brooke Alpert, who is a nationally recognized nutritionist and an ambassador for ASEA. She's going to be there as well to help us launch the VIA line. We are going to be doing breakout sessions with our medical professionals board talking about the product. We have a lot of education on the product side with Renew Advanced, with ASEA VIA, and with the Redox side. So if your focus is primarily product and education and becoming that subject matter expert, you're going to get a lot of training and notes to take home as far as in materials as well. So then you move into the belief for the company or the industry, and of course you're going to get that in spades. We've got our founder, Tyler Norton's going to be there, CEO Chuck Funky, President Jerem Webb, along with all of the other corporate staff that's going to be there. Yours truly is going to be emceeing the entire event this year, and that is my absolute favorite thing to do, keeping that energy up and feeding with you and learning from you, and that role is going to be so much fun for me. So then we move into, of course, the belonging part. There's going to be more people at this convention than we've ever had in the past. We have people coming from all over the world. And we have people that are in every stage of their business that are going to be at convention for you to network with. We are creating some specific networking opportunities that we've never done before at events. And that's kind of following in line with what we see trending in the industry and with just conferences in general. So we've got some really cool things planned in the belonging part. So I'll give you guys a sneak peek. There has been no announcement about this. In fact, I talked to David about it on our drive down, and I've spoken to a couple of advisory council members since. But we're doing something very, very unique on Thursday morning with our breakout session. Instead of you coming and needing to choose which breakouts to go to on Thursday morning, we're actually going to be doing something very, very different. And you're going to be hearing from and learning from people who are at every stage of the business, not just diamonds, right? You're going to be hearing from bronze, silver, gold, platinum executives that are focused and getting results in specific things that they're really good at, right? Follow-up, list making, how to use a tool, contact and inviting, those kinds of things. So that's going to be Thursday morning. And it's just, again, it's just going to be so powerful. You're not going to have to choose. You're not going to have to miss out on anything. And then, of course, we've got these huge breakouts available for you on Friday and Saturday with people like Trish Schwinkler and Alan Noble. We've got Larry McFarland coming in from Gypsy to host breakout sessions. So you're going to be absolutely filled with information for that event. And you're going to be around people that know exactly what you're going through. If you're struggling in one area or another, you're going to be able to ask questions to people on how did you overcome this? What do you say when? How do you deal with maybe being in a remote area and having to build online? Or what do you do in a large area where you can only get people to drive 30 or 40 minutes at a time to build in your local area? So this sense of belonging is going to be really, really important, because when you are in an environment where you know that people are supporting you and you know that people have welcomed you wherever you are in your life, in your business. It gives you a sense of community that you're not going to get anywhere else. Even if you are attending your local Super Saturdays or your regional events, coming to convention and being surrounded by this amount of people is something that you're not going to get anywhere else. So if you're feeling the barrage of obstacles, right, from people that you live with, from people that you associate with every day, this is the event that will help shed that doubt for you. It will help shed all of the questions that you've had about what you want to do with the business. And then, of course, the becoming part, right? Believe, belong, become. We know that big decisions are made at these events. Taking action out of this event is really what propels you along that process of becoming the leader that you want to become, becoming the business builder that you want to become, better connecting with people, better influencing people. I mean, there's nobody that does become better than our founder, Tyler Norton, and everything that he's committed himself to with the organization. And he's going to be spending a huge amount of time on the development piece. In fact, Friday night, again, going back to we're doing things a little different. Friday night, we're actually having Tyler do a very special general session. So we're going to have some recognition in that general session, but it's really 2 hours of in-depth leadership training from our founder. And you're not going to be able to walk away with that without feeling like there are things that you can take home that night and start implementing in your life that is going to impact not just your ASEA business, but it impacts you as a human being. And it goes right back to our core values, growth, resolve, collaboration, humanity, authenticity. So the Believe, Belong, Become for convention, particularly this year, we've got it in spades. So we've been starting to plan and think through and talk through what that entire experience looks like. So if you haven't made the decision to be at convention, I would really like to invite you to think about why you're not there. There are very few reasons for you to give those reasons more time, energy, and effort than the decision to be there. And having the opportunity to come to Dallas and to be part of what I actually consider to be probably, at this point, one of the top 3 conventions that we have ever hosted, that's saying a lot, because we've had some really great events that have moved people through the process. So David, thanks for sharing. There's all kinds of ways to address the time off work. There's all kinds of ways to income that you have to put in, the babysitter needs. I remember one convention where a young lady she ended up having to take 3 flights to get there because that was the cheapest way she could get there. She ended up setting up different babysitters every single day that would come in and be with her kids because she didn't have one babysitter for the entire event. She ended up sharing a room with some new folks that she became very, very good friends with. And she just made it work. She just made it happen. And those are the kind of decisions that have impact that are bigger than just your ASEA business. They open up opportunities to think about who you are as it relates to the influence that you want to have in your life, in your business. And so, if there's something that you just can't get over, talk to somebody about it. Brainstorm some new ideas about how you can make convention part of your strategy for this year. But do everything you can. Really think about it differently. Think about it with more of an open mind, not in, gosh, I just can't make it work, to how can I make this work? And if you look at it through that lens, I think new opportunities will start manifesting for you on how you can be there and be part of one of the best events that we're ever going to have at ASEA, as far as historical significance with the intersection of how this company is changing and evolving with the industry, with trends, and with business opportunities. So thanks, David, for letting me share.
Karen, thanks. It's funny you said you look through it through a different lens, not I can't be there, how can I be there? I say often, that until someone's been to convention, whether they signed up in the previous year or 2 years before, until they've been to one, very often they're out of the business before they even get to one because they just don't have the vision. It's kind of like they're walking around thinking they're understanding everything and they're as effective as they can be, and they really want to change their lives, but they're walking around with glasses on that are the wrong prescription. And they can see light and they can see shapes, but it's not really clear. And when you go to convention, it's like, oh, wow, you get real glasses and you can see really clearly. And it kills me when people really, they'll cry and they'll tell me their real reason why they're doing this business. And if they don't go to convention, it's like, you know, it may be a sacrifice to be there. But it just isn't, this is not net wish marketing, it's network marketing, and some things, and it's so important.
Yeah.
And also, this convention is going to be a lot of meat. I mean, generally they're 2 days. This is 3 days. I mean, there's a lot more training here, which I think on the surveys, people wanted even more training.
Yeah.
And that starts Thursday morning. And it's not just leadership training, it's basic training too. And, we're just really, really excited. And our team has a meeting that Sunday morning afterwards from Denny's team down from 9 to 11:30. So some people have to leave a little bit early, and that's okay. You got the convention, but for those of you who stick around for a bit, we're going to have a team meeting on Sunday morning. Any last words of wisdom or leakage of things that are coming soon or anything like that?
Oh, well, I'll just really quickly run through just the overview, right? So you want to come in on Wednesday night so that you can be there for this brand new idea and concept for breakouts on Thursday morning. Starts at 9 o'clock. So from 9 to 11:30 on Thursday morning, we have breakout sessions. Again, it's very, very different. You're going to be able to hear from everybody. We're not moving people through different rooms. We're moving speakers through this room that we're setting up it's going to be so cool, you guys. Sometimes you walk into a room with 2,000 people and you feel like you're in a room with 2,000 people. The way that we are actually just physically configuring the room is going to make you feel like you are front and center with everybody. You are going to have a great seat no matter where you sit, right? It's not like you're walking into a stadium and you're in the nosebleeds. Every single chair in this area, you're going to have the visibility, you're going to have great sound, you're going to feel really, really connected to those speakers. And it's going to move very, very quickly. And then we're going to have a couple hours of a break. And then Thursday afternoon is really when we've got this very first general session. And that's going to be when we launch the VIA line. And then you're going to be given an opportunity to get to the store and pick up your Sia VIA products before everybody else. And the store where, no more long lines, no more, that kind of thing. It's all going to be kind of an online ordering opportunity for people. You can be sitting there right there on your phone, get your order done, and just go pick it up. It's going to be super fantastic. Friday is it's a long day. I know it's a long day, but you are not going to want to miss any of it. We've got 3 general sessions on Friday. So from 9 to noon, and then a lunch break is general session. And then we're going to have breakouts in the afternoon on Friday. Then we'll come back together as a general session group for Tyler's training in the evening. So it really starts at 9 in the morning and it ends at 10 o'clock at night. And then on Saturday, we're going to start again at 9 o'clock in the morning. We've got breakouts on Saturday morning, a lunch break, and then we're going to come back with our closing general Saturday afternoon. And then we're going to have a super fun cowboy-themed hoedown type of a party on Saturday night. I don't know if you saw the teaser photo, but you've got Chuck and Jerem and Tyler dressed up in cowboy gear, but one of these things doesn't look like the other. And so you've got Chuck, who looks like one of the 3 amigos. So we've got a whole video that we've got ready to send out here very, very soon. And you'll understand what that photo is all about really quick here. But it's just going to be so much fun. So look, I know that, all day Friday, all day Saturday, it looks very different. We're doing a lot more recognition general sessions because we're not doing a formal gala. And we're just so pleased with the way that it's coming together. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that convention doesn't start Thursday afternoon. Convention really starts Thursday morning with this very unique experience that we're creating to get up close and personal with people of all ranks, people in every aspect of their business. And it's just something that I know because of experience. Never, ever, ever been a convention that I walked away from and did not hear someone say, I wish I had so-and-so with me. I wish I had more of my team with me. I wish. And, you know, going back to do like post-convention webinars and all that kind of stuff, there's never ever been a time when I've had someone say, well, gosh, I'm really glad I didn't go. It's the opposite, right? Yeah. I have people say all the time, you know, I wish I just would have worked a little harder to figure out how I could have been part of that, because they're always walking away feeling like, you know, they really missed an opportunity to belong to the community, get information, talk to people, network with others outside of their, you know, their circle. I guess the last thing I would love to say is thanks for such a great weekend in Rockville and in Charlottesville. It's absolutely it's a few days I will never, ever, ever forget. And I don't know if you guys saw the Facebook Live video today, but Sarah Sturm won the Coach handbag today. So that's on her way. Yay, Sarah! So that's super fun. And look, make the decision to come to convention. You're not going to regret it. And in fact, it's going to pay you back in spades. And of course, it's tax deductible. Throw that part in, right? Write it off.
Absolutely. And you'll get to see a Jewish cowboy too, because, you know. Karen, thanks so much for being out here, for being on the call and coming out here. Looking forward to seeing you. I sent you some dates for maybe in Rockville after convention, okay?
All right. I will see you guys later. Have a great night.
Thanks, Karen. Love you. Okay, everybody. What I'm going to do real quick, because I want to get to introducing new people, let me share my screen, and I don't have Debbie's information. I only have mine. Just a quick recognition of some people that did some things last week. Karen Watanabe went Director 700. Arlis DeMaio went Director 300. Sophie Farchian, I think, went Director 300. Waller Enterprises, I can't place who that is. I think that they are in Charlottesville or Richmond, went Director 700. Kim Chun-gan went Director 300, and Miriam Ko went Director 300. And it's kind of interesting when you look at my screen, you see the levels that these people are at. And Karen, I sponsored. You know, I mean, she's front line to me, but look at these levels, how it goes down. And you know, you go down to this last one here, 11 levels down. That's 10 people in between that know about this miracle. And if Debbie had not told me, none of these people would know about this. Just like if you don't tell the people you know, you won't touch all these people all over the world. So I just wanted to recognize those folks. And anybody that did a fast forward successfully, anybody who's in the middle of doing a fast forward, anybody who's about to start a fast forward, that's the best way to build your business. It just creates a little sense of urgency. And you'll see some announcements coming out at the beginning of January about that program, even some further enhancements, because there's a little bit of a limitation. You can only do one every 2 weeks, but there'll be a pretty cool enhancement made. We don't have to worry about that. Okay, so before I get to Sylvie Wilmot, who I definitely want to share something that's really important, and everybody will want to stay to hear this. During the week, I have conversations with people, and sometimes people say things to me. I'm like, man, you need to share that. And I'm going to bring Sylvie on in just a minute. She's a gold associate out in California, temporarily gold. She's a diamond. But before we do that, I want to see if there are any new people on. And if you have someone new on, this is your shot right now to introduce them. And unmute yourself and introduce them. And if for some reason you're on by yourself without somebody new, without your host on, you can introduce yourself. So I'll be quiet for a minute.
David, I have on tonight Tommy Ann Bradley. I know I saw her. I don't see her at this moment, but I have not met her in person, but we've talked numerous times on the phone, and I feel like I know her very well. Her brother introduced it to her, and he's in DeLand, but Tommy is over in Pensacola.
Okay.
Really
Tommy, Dorothy, thank you, Dorothy. Tommy, can you hear us?
Yes.
There you are. Yes.
Hi.
How are you? Would you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself, and welcome to our little Brady Bunch party here?
Well, I was born in the military, raised in the military, joined the military, retired with 20 years in the military, and tried lots of things and thought I was retired until a few weeks ago when I heard about ASEA.
That's wonderful. So have you started on the product yet?
Yes, I'm 3 weeks into it.
Have you noticed any changes yet?
I sure have. I was taking 2 Aleve and 4 Tylenol a day for pain, and I'm off of it now.
Wow. How long were you taking those medications for?
I've been taking it 6 months, and that regimen was up until that time the only thing that made life kind of tolerable.
And a little bit dulled too, I guess.
Yes, it was. Well, between the fibromyalgia fog and other things, anyway, I'm glad to be off of it, and I'm journaling so I can keep track of all the different things that I've noticed change in.
Wonderful. Well, we're here to help you. Dorothy's here to help you. I'm doing webinars. I'm doing 3 webinars tomorrow, one at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern, doing one 9 a.m. on Thursday. Plenty of things to plug into, and we're here to help you help some other people, and you're just going to keep getting better and better. So welcome to the team.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Anybody else have anybody new they want to introduce?
Dr. Silverman, I have someone.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I would like to introduce, first of all, I'd like to thank Sandra for introducing this product to me, because if it wasn't introduced to me, I want to be introducing it to my father as an associate now. So my father, Larry Wasson, is an associate, and I'd like to introduce him to you and everyone else.
Okay, Larry, are you on?
Unmute yourself, Dad.
I don't see him. Is he on his phone, or did he dial in? Or did he?
Speaker. He's not.
Do you see him?
Yes, he's talking.
Under what name? I don't see a Larry on the name.
Watson. It's
Watson.
under Watson.
It's under what?
David, it's under Watson.
Okay, hold on. I'll find it. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Okay, Larry, we can hear you now. Can you speak?
Yes, I can speak.
Welcome aboard here.
Oh, thank you.
Tell us about yourself, Larry, real quick.
Well, I worked in the private sector and federal government and retired about 14 years ago. Now I enjoy a lot of time spending playing tennis. I did till a year ago. And about a year ago, I had an accident in a crawl space and doubled over my right leg. And Sandra first gave me the sample for Renew 28. And it did a little bit, but not much. So after Adam now, I've started out as a preferred member. He got me to then get the full tube of Renew 28. And I rubbed it. It took about 2 months before now when I play tennis, I'm at least back to normal. And that's pretty much it. I've got maybe a little more clarity as far as my thinking. I've been basically on the ASEA for about 5 months now.
That's great, Larry. Hey, good to have you. What prompted you to come to this meeting tonight?
Well, actually, I was talking to Will, and we had something else set up with another fellow I played tennis with. But he talked to his 2 sons. Actually, they came down from about 200 miles away, and they convinced him to forget about it for now. So, so it was another one of these things where when you talk about the network marketing, that I think that they convinced him not to participate. So yeah. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, good. Well, welcome aboard, Larry.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adam. Anybody else have anybody new on tonight before I bring Sylvie up? Nope. Okay. Well, we're going to be able to end this call on time. I want to remind everybody again the webinars that I'm doing, and it's all Q&A afterwards too. I answer questions, so please know that you can drive people there. I'm doing them whether you're there or not. Okay, and it's a chance to leverage someone on the medical professionals board. I can answer any question they have, so you don't have to feel like, gosh, I have to know everything. Just let me do it for you. If you can get them there, the reason they'll attend is if they see it as a solution to a problem they have, as a possible solution. So you need to find out what the problem is. That's your job, and I'll do my part. Okay. So Sylvie Wilmot, Sylvie, you're on, right?
Yep.
So Sylvie's out in California. You're going to hear she's got a Valley girl accent, a California accent. You'll see in just a minute. And Sylvie is pretty amazing. She is a gold associate. She's directly under some very dear friends of mine who are platinums, Barbara and Bruce Albert. And Sylvie has grown tremendously in this business. From the beginning, when she felt that she couldn't do it because of her thick French accent, because she was a woman, because she didn't know anything about this, and she moved to another level of, I can do this. And she's been doing it, and she continually feeds her mind and learns new things, and she keeps getting better. And this week she took another big jump. And I talked to Karen about you, Sylvie, when we were driving down to Charlottesville, how it's so cool to see people see these shifts within themselves. Some people, the shifts happen boom, boom, boom quickly. Sometimes they happen real slowly. Sometimes they don't happen at all, which is kind of sad. But you've had a big shift. You're building a big team. You got people in Europe. You got people here. You try to help everybody, and you've come to the point where you've made some decisions on how you're going to move forward from now to get to Diamond quickly and have a bigger impact in the world. Would you mind sharing a little bit about what's happened with you in the last just couple of weeks and where you are now as compared to before?
Yeah, thank you very much for asking me to share a little bit those breakthrough I'm going through. It is true that you have, I believe I'm part of the slow bloomer, which it takes me time to digest things and understand. And until you embrace the fact that you're not going for a sprint, but you're going for endurance, and you still doing the work and keeping growing and reflect on yourself. And I must say it didn't happen overnight. And I think one of the big shifts was during the ascent in Cabo. Tyler Norton talked about leadership and leadership challenge and the way to be a servant and open heart, and talking about the model, the way, inspire your vision, challenge the process, and enable others to act and encourage your heart. And I think the big, for me, was challenge the process. Challenge the process was, for me, very difficult to comprehend. How more can I be challenging whatever I was trying to do? And what I realized is I was going out of the rail. We have tendency, we come to those meetings, we listen to the charge of call, and when we reach a level and we have a team and we train the team and we become a manager of our team, we have tendency to go in our own trail. And this is where you start to separate yourself from the process, the method to do the business. And I realized suddenly I was not into the rail. I was not in the track. And if I wanted to help my body, my team to grow, I needed myself to be back on the trail and be able to be a servant to my team, bringing a service to my team in order to help them to accomplish what I want to accomplish. It's a team effort, but the message have to be clear. And one of the first thing I realized is the vision. The vision is the enthusiasm. And when you talk about the vision, you know, sometimes I have problem with really applying terminology with action. Excuse me, I have to close my door. And what happened is, you know, when you go for the vision, your enthusiasm is going to depend to your vision, and the vision is what you're going to pass to your team. So just if you go on vacation and somebody tell you, where are you going? You say, I don't know. Nobody wants to go with you. But if you start to visualize where you're going to go, and you say, you know what, I'm leaving in 2 weeks. It's going to be amazing. It's like the accent. I have the plane ticket, I reserve, listen, my room, there is a view in the ocean. It's so, you are there. You are in the place you want to be. It's your vision. And people look at you and say, I want to go on vacation with you. It's beautiful. You never went. You have no clue. Maybe it's a dump where you're going to go. But right now you have this vision. And I think if you can have this vision and have a direction, a roadmap for that, everything follow, because your enthusiasm, people going to follow your enthusiasm. The product's going to come second. And this was for a long time, I thought that business will be interested by your business, by your product, but first they're interested by you. Would they like to follow you wherever you're going? And if you can express this vision and bring your energy, it's amazing what can happen. And so, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you, because you're talking about vision, and also you were talking about, and that's the most important thing, people are attracted to you more than anything. It's your energy and what you're conveying. But also, with regard, a couple other things that we were talking about. One was personal growth. You're reading a book right now, another on leadership. You're not just there, leadership challenge. And who recommended that to you?
Tyler Norton, during the conference. I have also the workbook.
Yep.
And it's learn to be a good leader. It's so, not about you.
And so I'm going to get back to one other thing about not babysitting people in just a minute. But before that, you said something about Ascent and being at that event. So you went to that event, right? And, you know, we always say that people, and Karen said this, people make decisions at events. So for instance, you made a decision that you were going to read that book. You had made a decision that you're going to be a better servant leader. You made some decisions. If you didn't attend the event, the decisions wouldn't have happened, because at events, you get information, you have experiences, and you make connections with people. That's what you get, and you can't get that. We try to recreate that here, and we get it to a degree, but there's something about being there and being at a seminar, at a center convention, and then you're going out to hang with people afterwards, and you're talking about things and having a good time, and then you go back and you get another lecture, and you're absorbing all this. So people make decisions at events, and they make big decisions at big events, right? So that was one thing. Would you mind sharing a little bit about the epiphany you had about trying to help everybody? Because you know where you want to be, and you try to be everything to everybody, but you made a decision about that also. Is that right?
Yes. I mean, you know, you cannot save the world. Bottom line, at the beginning, I wanted to help everybody. I realized that if you want to grow those business, you need to find people who's going to do that for you. You are the leader. You are the one. You want to shoot for people. When you call, you say, holy crap, how I'm going to talk to those people. I get to the point, is bigger the better. Who cares? What, they can hang up on the phone on me, and what else going to happen? I mean, you have a sense of urgency. There is and if you put this, I don't know, energy into it, people want to listen. People are curious. People want to be moved. I mean, when you listen to politicians, I'm not far away to be there, but why move you is the energy, is the way they're going to bring the crowd into emotion about wanting to do something different of themselves. And I'm extremely grateful of my team in Europe, because I had because they don't have all the support we have here in the US. And I'm honest with you, with my team, some of you are here on this call. I've been kind of counting of David energy and Debbie training and everybody training. In Europe, they don't have that. I had to be the trainer. I had to be there to bring the motivation and the energy, which did force me to work on myself and improve myself. And why? Yes, definitely. All those events, it's like haha moment. It's like those, to be honest with you, I was as said, I was at the table with Tamigate, my husband was there, and I tear because I was so overwhelmed. It was like something, I didn't know which way I needed to go, but I know I needed to go to the next step. I needed to restructure myself, put myself back in the trail, follow the ABC, the basic thing, like we teach when we just start. It's not because you get a rank that you have to disregard this training. You like athletes. Athletes need trainer that keep them on track in order to perform better. And we are the same way. We are athletes on what we do, and the only reason we keep performing in high level is because we follow the step and we keep on repeating the same thing. And the only way we can be good leader if we indeed practice what we teach. I mean, it's the way I look at it.
Yep. Sylvie, a few people have said some really nice things. One thing is, could you hold up the book again?
Yes, I'm going to type it. I have my dog fighting. I'm going to type the name if you want. It's called Leadership Challenge. And if I may tell you something, the best way you learn of what, the best way to learn is to teach somebody else.
Right.
And I realize I'm going to teach my team about the leadership challenge. I did a PowerPoint for them, and repeating and practicing. It's amazing. I just have a training with my team in front. Decide to have a meeting together, and I jump on it. They decide there were 5, and they decide by the convention by the end of the year they will all be bronze. And it's exciting.
Yeah, it is great. And it's camaraderie too. It's healthy competition. Everybody wants to get there, and they don't want to be left behind. And what I want to do is Sylvie, I'm going to end the call by seeing if anybody has any questions for you. I'm recording this call for everybody, but I appreciate you being on and sharing a bit of where you've come and the next step you're taking. And thank goodness you went to Ascent. You probably would have gotten to where you are eventually, but you took a big jump. I know you're going to convention. Does anybody have any questions for Sylvie or me before we wrap it up? Just unmute yourself. Or comments?
Yo, Dr. E.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Skyman. Hey, I've got a couple questions. Am I the only one that's dealing with problems with the audio and the video? Because you guys are breaking up something fierce on my end. So I don't know if there's anybody else that are having problems.
It must have been you, Sky. No, everybody's shaking their head that they're okay.
Okay, well, then it's me. The other question is, is there anybody else that has, I'm past my 90 days now, but the last 30 days I've experienced a lot of depression and anxiety, and I was just wondering if that's part of the detox process or...
Well, it's one of 2 reasons. One is you're having anxiety and depression because you're not coming to convention. That could be number 1.
Listen to you.
I see the list. I know who's going. But no, in all seriousness, so that's a good question. So here's what happens with detox. When you start drinking ASEA, you start pulling toxins out of the cells. So it's kind of like putting your hand down into a gravel at the bottom of a fish tank and stirring it up. All the stuff comes up into the water and the fish are choking. That's what happens at the beginning. But that ends up clearing out in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But then in around 90 to 120 days, the heavy metals start coming out. They're stuck to it. They're like what's stuck to the gravel and it won't come off. Well, that starts releasing and starts coming out. So the best thing to do is actually drink more ASEA and drink a ton of water again. Just Sue's shaking her head. She knows she's natural medicine. And that's what that is. So it's around 3 or 4 months that can happen. And it doesn't have to be depression or anxiety. It could be a rash. It could be diarrhea. It could be a headache. So that's what's going on. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't given up on you guys yet. All right. I'm committed to at least a year. All right.
How many ounces are you drinking?
I'm drinking 8.
Okay, good.
I do the double dose. You know, and I've been doing that for most of the time I'm on. I was up to 12 for a while, but because of my finances, I can only afford 8.
How many ounces of water do you drink a day?
I try. It varies because I work on a roof, so sometimes you know I don't always have access to water. I mean, I try to keep as much with me, but the problem is when you're working up on a roof, you got to go to the bathroom more if you drink more water.
All right. So a couple things. This is important though, okay? Because I knew what you were going to say. Number one, you're on a roof and it's hot up there and you're going to get dehydrated. Number 2, you got to lug it up there. Number 3, how are you going to get rid of it? You know, I would do a couple things. One is scoot down the other side of the roof where no one is and just pee in the gutter. Pee in the gutter or pee off the top of the roof unless it's a skyscraper. Or bring up some wide mouth bottle or something, seriously, and let it go. But if you know you want to get rid of these toxins, you really, really do. And I know it's difficult. So anyway, I hope that helps.
Well, I haven't given up, man. I'm with you guys. It's just it's slow.
Yeah. You'll get there. Thanks, Guy.
David.
Yep.
David, I want to give a kiddo to Sarah because when we were last year at convention, she worked very hard to get this coach bag. And so I'm so excited to get it this time. So.
And Sarah, how did you get the bag? You're muted. You're muted. There you go.
I don't know. My name was drawn. I posted all the pictures from us this weekend. So.
Hey.
There you go.
That's awesome. Buffy's waving. That's great.
And
Sarah's got a heck of a team. You're someone who's done some serious growth too. And now you've got your significant other, Jordan, with you, who's ready to rock. And he got up and spoke and was amazing. He had an amazing response with his son with the product. And you guys are you're ready to soar right now. It's fantastic.
We're having fun.
Yeah, I know you are. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun Saturday night, didn't we?
We did.
We had a little too much fun, but that's okay.
Yeah, we did.
Enough said.
That's all good.
Yep. Anybody else have anything else they want to add or ask or anything before we wrap it up?
Can I also say thank you to Kathy and Marty Morin, who went to help some associate in Montreal.
Oh, they told me they did that.
Yeah, they did a private meeting. They could not go on Saturday for religious reason, and they offered to do a meeting in his home on the Sunday. So, you know, it's a team effort, and that shows how we all work together, and I'm extremely grateful for that. So thank you. I thought I saw them. They were in.
I saw yeah, I did. I don't know if they can.
So I just wanted to thank them in front of everybody and acknowledge them.
Thanks. And Marty came down to, I saw Marty and Kathy Thursday night in Rockville, and then Marty came down, was on the medical panel in Charlottesville. It was great. And he told me that. That was really, really nice. Yeah. All worked together.
Yeah. That could be.
We're very fortunate. I feel very fortunate to have a team like this. And I don't know, I don't think everybody feels this way about their team. Because some people aren't really fully, they're diamonds that aren't fully engaged in it. They built it and then they're like, well, this is enough, and they kind of let it go. And then there's some that are just rocking it. And and we're very engaged with our teams. And I would say really once again, please go to teamlivit.com teamliveit.com, and listen to Alan Noble's call with Terry Latham about the 4 categories of distributors. It's going to help clarify things for you, and you might even look at it and say, you know what, I got to tweak something here. And I hope you're a business builder and a leader. At least if you haven't gotten to the point where you feel like you want to be the tip of the spear and the leader, at least be a real business builder, and you will grow into it. You may not see yourself as a leader yet, but you will. You read books like Sylvia's, and you go to convention and you meet people who were as shy as church mice, and now they're inspiring people because they grew in this business, where if they had not gotten involved with the SIA, they would have gone through their life as a church mouse, which is okay, but I think most people that are church mice would kind of like to get out of it a little bit and be more of a cat or a lion or something. But I just want to thank everybody for being here on the call tonight. I'll send the recording out. I'll get it to I'll put it on Debbie's Facebook group site also, so that her team gets it. And I'm going to unmute everybody, and I hope I can help you guys on presentations this week.
David, Sylvie's never been a church mouse.
The weekends is when all the
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you,
Bye,
David.
everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.